Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Puvvada. I lead KPMG Studio, which is our in-house incubator and accelerator where we create startups in our company. And today I have, do you want to introduce yourselves?
Peace, everybody. My name is Jabril Jallo. I'm the founder of the Flossy Organization, and we're an organization based in Canarsie, Brooklyn, and we focus on grassroots advocacy. I'm here with Winnie.
Hi, everyone. I am the co-executive director of the Flossy Organization, and we're so excited to be a part of the student pitch here today.
I find student startups very fascinating because in college, I felt like I had no time to do anything and to have a company too. That's amazing. So just tell me a little bit about what inspired you to start this venture that you have.
We're very local right now. We're based in one neighborhood in Brooklyn. Both of us was born and raised in this community. And I worked in a government office called a public advocate office. And I was a Brooklyn Borough advocate. And my job was to go around Brooklyn and accelerate campaigns of folks who are having trouble with either accessing government or having some type of harm. In my community, we experienced a lot of gun violence. And what I seen was people would be shot and there wouldn't be much of a reaction, much of a response. There was an advocacy gap. People weren't as engaged in making a change and creating a change. So after I left the public advocate office, we started this organization. And our first campaign was to get a $1.6 million investment into our community for an anti-gun violence program. And in 2 years, we got that investment and shootings have been down. So what really inspired us is we're from this community, we're raised in this community, and we've seen a need for folks to organize and advocate, and we wanted to fill that need.
Yeah, that's amazing. So tell me a little bit about what, just being a student-run organization, what has been some of the biggest challenges that you've had in kind of getting this off the ground?
Yeah, I could start and hand it over to Winnie. Time, of course, is one, as you mentioned earlier. We have a small team right now, so we're the co-executive directors, but we're also the social media managers, we're also the volunteer coordinators, we're also the event people, we're also the chief folks for our organization. So a startup, when you're first getting off the ground, you have to do a lot of different jobs. We created our own website. Right now we're trying to build an app. So the hardest thing is time management. Where do you set your priorities? You have to fundraise, you have to make partnerships, you have to make time for these awesome panels. So I would say time is one of the biggest challenges. Winnie?
Yeah, I'll just echo off of Jabril. I think time management, a lack of resources and funding that we struggle with in starting a nonprofit.
Yeah. So what has kind of been the most fun part about doing what you're doing?
Yeah, I think for me, I would say like seeing an idea come to life, because it's not a given that when you take a bet on yourself, leave your job, and start something that you really, truly believe in, that it's going to work out. So I think what's been really awesome for me is get into South by Southwest, where 3 years ago, if you asked me if I would ever got in, I would be like, what the hell is South by? So just to see the progression of even learning about these spaces and opportunities has just been awesome and a dream come true.
Yeah, I think for me is coming back to work at the community that I grew up in. We were both born and raised in Canarsie, and we still live in the Canarsie neighborhood. So just coming back and giving back to our community and just seeing the collective action of working together.
That's we need more people like you two in the world. Okay, so earlier you said time was one of the things. If you had kind of unlimited resources, and time can't be one of them, but nobody can get more time, right? So if you had unlimited, where would you focus into to help your company?
Yeah, that's a great question, because that's one of the reasons we're at South by. So as I mentioned earlier, we're based in one neighborhood in Brooklyn, New York, and we're launching a mobile advocacy hub this summer. What we found is we've done these great campaigns, but folks are coming up to us on an individual level to ask for help on things that they're having troubles with, like a landlord that harasses them, or they want a street stop sign on their corner of their block because people are speeding. So Winnie and I and our team doesn't have capacity to sit down with everybody and go through their each individual issues that they have, and we can't advocate for every single person. But we're going to have this mobile advocacy hub, and we're building a companion platform where AI can meet activism, where folks can go on this platform, this app, and work to figure out how to do these things that they have an issue with, how to access government. So if I had unlimited funds, I'll hire the best coder in the world to get this platform going. I'll build our huge data center so we can have our own AI, so we can work and do this without trying to figure out, because we're going to have a lot of stumbles along the way, because both of us are not as technical. We have a lot of expert organizing. But I would say just having money to hire someone technical who can help us build out this platform.
Yeah. How about you, Winnie?
If we had unlimited resources, I agree with Jabril, we will hire our entire team. But just working on more additional other campaigns that we have. We have trans equity, environmental justice. We want to really get into some landlord-tenant issues to help our community.
Great. So tell me a little bit about who is like your ideal customer, like who do you guys look to help?
Yes. So our ideal customer really varies. So anyone really who has an issue with either engaging with government or a structural issue in the community of gun violence, which has so many rivers that feed into that stream of violence, is our ideal customer. And I would even say me growing up, I lost a friend to gun violence. And in that moment, first off, I didn't have the tools or was engaged to deal with that trauma, number one. But number two, I was never engaged to really understand that I had a role to play in not making that continue to happen. It's kind of something that just happened. The teachers didn't really engage us. The school didn't engage us. It's like we just lost a friend and that was it. It's just a tragedy. So I wish back then I was engaged in a way to say you can organize and bring resources to address these issues at the root so it doesn't have to happen. So I'll say other young folks in Canarsie, we have a fellowship program where we're training folks very specifically to raise their capacity in organizing. So I'll say a little Jabril is kind of like the ideal customer of you have power to make change.
Oh, that's great. Little Jabril. Okay, so I'm going to kind of end on a few fun questions. And I did not tell them these fun questions in advance, so I'm going to give them a little bit of time to come up with their answer. If you had a theme song for your organization, what would that theme song be?
Oh, man. So anybody here from Brooklyn? Yo, Brooklyn. So we have a artist, a rapper who became globally renowned. His name is Pop Smoke. And I would say Invincible. He has a song called Invincible. And it's just a lot of bravado, a lot of energy, a lot of grit. So I would say that have to be us. And I wouldn't be able to go back home if I don't say Pop Smoke.
Okay, how about you, Winnie?
What comes to mind is this DJ Khaled song. I don't know the name. I think it's called something, If We Win. Yeah, so I just see Canarsie winning.
Hey.
Okay, my next one for you is if your company could have a superhero mascot, what would the superhero mascot be?
Man, these are tough. Superhero mascot. I would say that's a good one. I would go with the Black Panther, Wakanda. We're a majority, black neighborhood. And I just love the whole energy of self-determination and do for your own and build within and not necessarily needing anybody else. Look within your own community and you have greatness where you're at. So I would say not just a Black Panther as a figure, but Wakanda. And I know it's a little outdated now. It's in 2025, but I still rock with it.
I don't know. What do you have outdated in my ear?
Yeah, this is a really, really tough one. I would say a bulldog. I see there's a lot of strength in our organization and our community.
Good. I like it. Well, thank you both for being here today and for answering all of our questions. I think what your organization is doing is amazing, and keep it up.
Thank you so much. Thank you, KPMG. Thanks, everybody. Enjoy the conference.